SpaceX launched onto Wall Street today with the largest initial public offering in history. Shares of Elon Musk's rocket and satellite company were priced at $135 a share at the open, raising $75 billion under the ticker SPCX. The IPO values SpaceX at nearly $1.8 trillion. It also makes Musk the world's first trillionaire. CBS News MoneyWatch correspondent Kelly O'Grady is at the New York Stock Exchange with more. And Kelly, this IPO was highly anticipated. That's probably an understatement, but did it meet expectations, and can it sustain this opening day rally?
It met my expectations, Nicole. This is a really exciting day. You're right. We have been anticipating this for a really long time. It's expected to start off this massive IPO parade as well, with a number of major names coming to the market within the next year. But the initial pricing was $135. It soared past that, ended right above $160 per share for the day. So certainly much better than they originally expected. I mean, that certainly they priced it where they thought that they could get, right? So that the performance of it was definitely better than that sort of base level, but certainly better than I think a lot of people expected. You can get a lot of volatility in that first day, even sort of first week. I remember Facebook way back when it first IPO'd, it was pretty much a flop. And of course, the company went on to do quite well, now rebranded as Meta. But look, can it sustain this? I look at this two ways. We are now going to see SpaceX report quarterly. They're a public company. We're going to get to look at their financials. How are they doing? We know that they're not profitable right now. And so investors, there's all this hype, but they're going to expect some meat, some return on that. That's going to be one way to see if it sustains. Another way, I mean, it's Elon Musk. A lot of times his companies, we know with Tesla, don't trade with the actual fundamentals. They trade with the man. And he's been very outspoken at certain times. It's impacted the stock. So SpaceX is going to be a really interesting one to watch specifically because it's a Musk company.
And remind folks out there, why did the company go public, and what are Elon Musk's goals for SpaceX moving forward?
So a company normally goes public for two reasons. One, the folks that invested all that time, that energy, they're able to cash in for that time and effort to really mean something from a very tangible perspective. But the bigger reason is that these companies need money. They raise money from investors in many private rounds of financing. That's exactly what SpaceX had done to this point. But in order to achieve all of that company's goals, they need more money. And that's where you go to the public market and you're able to get an influx of cash with people wanting to become part of, hopefully, your success story. Now, the goals, it is a lot for SpaceX, because remember, this is not just a space company, it's an AI company. It is a social media company. X, formerly Twitter, is within the SpaceX brand. They're looking to go to Mars. They're looking to take the space economy to this next frontier, put data centers in space. They're looking to create the leading artificial intelligence platform out there. They're going to have a lot of competition from some other competitors in the market, but very lofty goals there.
And how significant is it that Musk became the world's first trillionaire? I mean, can anybody catch up to him at this point?
It sounds like an Austin Powers movie right now, Nicole, right? $1 trillion. Look, can they catch up to him? His wealth is going to keep growing exponentially as the companies do better and better, right? Tesla, SpaceX, whatever else he might do in the future. He's been very prolific. And the next few billionaires together that are behind him, amassed together, don't actually equal his wealth now. But what goes up can come down. We have seen that with his net worth. Others have surpassed them in the past. I don't think he's the only trillionaire we're going to see in the future. He's just the first.
And what does this mean more broadly for SpaceX employees? Is this life-changing liquidity for thousands of workers?
It is. There's the estimate that there's over 4,000 folks that are millionaires now because they bet big on a company that, you heard Elon Musk say today that if someone had told him he would have the biggest IPO in history, and I'm quoting him, he would say, "What kind of good crack are they smoking?" It was a very funny moment when he spoke this morning. But those people who bet on the company earlier, we're talking everyone from executives to welders. My colleague Jolene Kent spoke to one welder who had $10,000 worth of shares when he originally started with SpaceX, and he's made close to $1 million today. So there are some really exciting stories that from someone who didn't ever expect to be able to have that kind of money. They come out of today with a dream.
All right, Kelly O'Grady, thanks so much from the New York Stock Exchange.